Hi everybody, this is Sarah, and today we look at the astrology for oxen natives for 2021. And yes, the year 2021 is actually the year of the metal ox too. So if you haven't, be sure and watch that video, and I'll link it here and the description box below as well. So we have a lot happening in this video. This is my take on the astrology, and because of that, it may not resonate with everyone, and that's fine. If it doesn't resonate with you, no worries. Just pass it on by, and I do hope you find what you're looking for. Okay, Oxen natives. 2021 will be a time for emotional and spiritual as well as economic reconstruction. When we compare it to 2020, that kind of sounds dull, doesn't it? But dull is after 2020. That sounds pretty good, especially for Oxen natives because you've had a really up and down year in 2020. You didn't have it as bad as some people know, but you did have a lot of extra strain and worry on your shoulders, and I think that 2021 is going to be a better year for you. Those born under this sign will appreciate that it's going to be a year where you won't have the jealous outburst from your partner, you won't have the chaos around you at work or the drama in your family. You're on track to have a much more balanced year, but let's break it down bit by bit. First, let's discuss the different types of ox. Sharing the same animal sign and element only repeat every 60 years. So while you are an ox, you could be a fire ox, an earth ox, a gold, water, or wood ox. It's said that the birth animal sign and element actually decide a person's characteristics and personality. So I'll put the dates up here of ox years on the screen, and just really briefly let me go over it. Fire ox, they are considered to be clever, rather self-centered, and outspoken. They have a very confident personality. Earth ox are very righteous, they're strict, and they have a very high opinion of themselves and others. Metal ox can be somewhat suspicious and indecisive. They have a hard time making up their mind, but they are very patient, nurturing individuals. Water ox, these are very upright, honest people who definitely strive to follow the line of the law. Unfortunately, they're not very talkative, and people have a hard time getting to know them. Wood ox could be stubborn, steady, and very introverted. But wood ox also make great friends. As I said, they're very stable, and they're generally always somebody you can depend on or lean on. That's pretty much, though, the description for all oxen natives. They're known to be very strong, dedicated, trustworthy people. They can be stubborn, sure, but they also have a very strong work ethic. That makes them good leaders. They excel in politics and business, as they generally like to have a good working plan before acting. They're not someone who just kind of shows up and throws things together. They like to have that plan put together days, months beforehand. They are always ready. They're always on time. They do very well in structured environments, and they do like routine as well. 2020 will be a year where we focus on our personal life and strengthening of the family relationships. So Ox is ready. Ox is ready for this because it has been such a up and down time with your personal relationships in 2020. Like I say, this is going to be a year where there's no more of those jealous outbursts from your spouse. And it could be because you have a new spouse. Yeah, spoiler. Yeah, the year of the metal ox for the ox promises favorable changes. Let's just put it that way. And obviously this is a broad reading, so it's not going to resonate with everyone. So take it with a grain of salt. I'm not saying that your 30-year marriage is going to break up unless it needs to. This will allow you to look at some of the difficulties that you went through in 2020 in a very different light, because you're on the other side of them, for one, but also suddenly you have this opportunity now to move forward like never before. You have an opportunity for more money, you have an opportunity for more recognition at work, and actually more respect. Seeing that you have this opportunity, are you going to settle for scraps? Are you going to settle for less? No, probably not. And if one of the big reasons that you and your spouse are fighting is due to money, well, obviously then this could clear that up. But there still could be some issues there, and we'll talk about that in just a moment too. And I am going to break it down by the categories of health, wealth, career, money, and love, of course, and a little bit of travel. It's not going to be another big travel year, though. I'll let you know that ahead of time. And I'll put some information too up on the slides, some lucky things and some unlucky things. One of the big questions that I'm asked quite often in 2020 is, how will things be and how will they affect you in 2021? So let's begin with your health forecast. The ox is usually very healthy. You can work all day, you can come home, do chores, and be fine the next day with just a few hours of sleep. But by 2021, the stress from 2020 and all these other roller coaster emotions will be weighing on you. The big concerns will be your stress level and anxiety. In 2021, it's going to be imperative that you find that balance and don't overexert yourself, which means planning downtime away from work, time to rest, and time to recharge. It means you're going to have to take time to do things that restore you as well. That's eating a better, healthy diet, and you feel better when you eat right. That's making sure you get enough sleep. Also, you know better. You know that you feel better when you do sleep more. And taking the time to really listen to your body, because working overtime can really affect your body. If you suffer from, say, frequent fatigue, malaise, or the situation at home becomes overly stressful, then yeah, you could possibly fall ill in 2021. So it's better to see your medical provider and get a checkup rather than wait for this situation to clear up on its own. Overall, it looks like you're going to be pretty healthy for the entire year. There might be a cold here, or there might be stress headaches from stress. It looks like overall, if you can manage your stress, and that will in turn manage the anxiety, and things will calm down. You're going to be really busy the first half of the year, and because of that, you could be worn down, and that's why you really need to make self-care a priority so that your immune system doesn't go down and you don't end up picking up every bug that comes along. In the second half of the year, it would also be wise to rest and plan some small trips to restore your energy. You like being outside, you like being in nature, but unfortunately, working so much and working on the weekends, you don't have time to do much. So pencil some things in for, say, autumn of 2021, where you can take a break and you can take your family with you and go to a nice place in the mountains to really rest and revive yourself. And this will also help with the stress. And that brings us to money and finances. Let's look at job and career first. The business horoscope for the ox in the year of the ox promises it to be an active year. This is your chance to really shine in your field and finally have the recognition you deserve. Teamwork is still a theme in 2021, as it was in 2020, and that's great because you excel in this kind of work environment. It's likely that you will even move from a lesser position to more of a leadership position in your team. And because of this, you will beat expectations on projects and you will definitely shine. By the end of 2021, you could have a substantial reward for all your work. And that could be in both the area of an advancement, a new title, as well as more money too. And that brings us to finance. Employed oxen will receive additional bonuses, for diligent work. And as I just mentioned, you are by nature very good with money too. So making this a year you really see your bank accounts flush. Because of this, you can safely then make large purchases, invest in real estate, and reward yourself. The money is coming in and it's steady. You're at a new level of success that really you didn't even think was possible in, say, mid-2020. At that time, you thought everything was basically just in the toilet. But guess what? You have rebounded and you are doing amazing. There also is a small possibility that some ox will receive an impressive inheritance in 2021. Love and general family. This is a really interesting time because Venus is going to really be impacting 2021, which is about love and art and beauty and things like that. So it's better to just bite the bullet in the beginning and commit to your love life, commit to your relationships, and stop trying to avoid fighting and rather work towards getting to the root of what the real issue is. And like I say, if it is money, then it's going to be an easier year because the money does come in. But if it is something else, then yeah, it's probably all the money in the world's not going to help a broken situation. So the single ox will have a much better chance of falling in love in 2021 than in 2020. But for this to happen, you have to make room in your life for new people. Just working and visiting with family will not give this new suitor a chance to connect with you. So we'll discuss this more in the monthly overviews that I do. If you haven't subscribed already, then why don't you hit that button and subscribe now so that you don't miss any new videos coming out on this channel. Unfortunately for the married oxen, 2021 could be a bumpy ride. It looks like other people are going to insert themselves in your relationship and cause conflict. And you don't need that because you already have a relationship that is bumpy. Unresolved anger and resentment is likely to boil over if you don't work through it in 2020. Yeah, it's best to go ahead and just address the issues now rather than have them come up later. And let's look at travel for the ox. It looks like overall you might plan one really large, life-changing trip to celebrate your success in 2021. I see a lot more short trips, weekend getaways, and things like that. Overall, traveling is still going to be a nightmare or maybe even impossible until at least the summer of 2021. Now, depending on where you live, of course, there's different restrictions in different countries. After that, we're going to see things slowly ease up, but traveling will have a different feel to it. And it's something that you enjoy doing, but in 2021, you're going to be so busy with other things that it may not be a top priority. Like I say, it's really wise to schedule some downtime now ahead of the year so that you can put that on the calendar. Whether or not you book or not, you could just go ahead and black out a week from work that, yeah, you're going to take your vacation or you're going to take a long weekend to ensure that you get the time off that you need to rest. End of summer, August, September looks like a really good time for you to take a longer trip or maybe a trip overseas. There's a little bit happening towards the end of the year too. Be sure if you haven't already subscribed so you can see the monthly stuff because I do a breakdown by astrological sign as well as usually a tarot reading too. And there's a lot of astrology happening in 2021. We're taking a more easier shift to it though than we did in 2020. All in all, yeah, traveling will be minimal, but it will be fine because you're going to be busy with other things. And when you do travel, it will not be something where you're sweating the expenses. No, you'll have enough money to be able to do as you please on this trip. So that means if you want to stay at a nicer hotel, you'll be able to. You want to take more people with you, you'll be able to. But probably, like I say, after August, we'll see a big shift. Okay, so let's see. From there, I normally break these down to a male and female reading, but this year I don't really think I'm going to have time to do the entire zodiac, so I'm just going to combine the two. So let's just look quickly at the male and female ox separately. Basically, all I've said so far pretty much resonates with both of them, but let's go a little bit more in depth into the female ox. So 2021 is your year to begin those long-term plans. You know, those big things that you've been wanting to do, that you've kind of been even afraid to tell your friends about. It's going to be time. And it's because the money is coming in, and it's coming in strong and steady, and you're ready to move forward. So 2021 could well see you buying property, going back to school to get that additional degree, or beginning that business that you're all fired up about but didn't really think it was the best time. It looks like it will be a great time for you. You just have to stay diligent. You have to watch your stress level, not work all the time, and really get clear on what you want. If you're in a relationship that isn't working, why are you constantly trying to fix something when someone doesn't meet you halfway? Yeah, so it looks like broken relationships will probably end in 2021 if they haven't ended by the end of 2020. And that's okay. While your heart may be broken, you can throw yourself into work, and guess what? The rewards will be fabulous. So it looks like it's going to be a very good year for you. There will be some love interest come for single ox too, but it doesn't look like it's going to be, a major attraction and a wedding by the end of the year. It's possible, but not likely. So overall, yes, just watch your health. And other than that, get ready and start dreaming big. For male oxen, this is your year as well. Your business and career will enter a stage of rapid and dramatic growth in 2021. You'll still have to be diligent and do the work now, but the results will be better than you hope for. So it's not like somebody's just going to come along and go, hey, this is a great idea. Let me give you $1 million and you can retire. No, it's not going to be like that. You'll have to put in the work and you'll have to move it forward, but it will definitely move forward and take off and beat your expectations. It would be wise to set a routine for work, for exercise or downtime to make sure you don't get obsessed with business and actually forget to eat and neglect other areas of your life. By early autumn, you will be able to take one of those long, lovely vacations to celebrate your success. I would recommend the mountains. Yeah, definitely take the family with you. And if you're single, that's okay. Go anyway. If you're single and you don't want to take your biological family, that's fine. Then go anyway. Just go and have a week of downtime where you can remember what your hobbies were and really get that rest that you need in the mountains. So it's a lot. It is a whole lot happening for you. I'll put a little bit more information up here in slides, but basically, yeah, it's going to be a really good year, except for broken relationships. The broken relationships just look like they're going to end if they haven't ended already. It's going to be a really good year for you money-wise, and it's going to be a good year for you stepping into your own at work, getting projects off the ground, and also becoming more confident in yourself too. Yeah, all in all, I don't think it gets much better than this, Ox. I hope you enjoyed this small reading. If you would like to have your own personal reading done, you can find me at Serenity. I'll put my information up here and in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and be sure and subscribe if you haven't. Reiki blessings. Bye-bye.